Okay, ugly duckling moment. I feel like everybody has, damn, why my voice goes so high right there? I feel like everybody has an ugly duckling stage. If you don't know what your ugly duckling stage is, you might be in it right now. I'm joking, but I mean, I don't know. I think there are very few people who just go through life and their self-confidence is always on point. Their head is always properly adjusted to their body. You know, most people, their head too big for their body as a kid. They skinny, they got big ass teeth, they got huge glasses, they got a lisp. It's something that people encounter in their life that, you know, could affect their confidence, their, you know, how they feel about their self-esteem. I think everybody goes through an ugly duckling moment. Now, if you're one of those blessed people who just always been like adorable, handsome, beautiful, gorgeous, adult, fully functioning, just top 10% out of everything, well, God bless you, but I think those are few and far between. And if you're lucky, hopefully, I don't know about y'all, but for me, I would be really appreciative if my ugly duckling stage occurred way back in my past when I was younger, as opposed to like you turning 50 going through an ugly duckling stage. That'd be the worst. And so, you know, and the reason I came up with this topic and I wanted to talk about ugly duckling is because, you know, I didn't know I had an ugly duckling stage. It wasn't until one of my homegirls' mother actually broke the news to me. So this is kind of, I had a homegirl I went to high school with. She had moved from Cali over to the DC area. So she just had a different style, different swag. You know, Chuck Taylor's West Coast person. You know, it is what it is. Me and her really clicked, great personality, so we were cool. Now, after I graduated, I went to college for 2 years. Then I went to the military. So 2 years into the military, I'm on leave. I call up my homegirl like, oh yeah, I'm gonna be around the way. She was like, bet, I'm gonna be around the way. Because I think she was in a college for art and design at the time. So we both happened to be around the way at the same time. I go over to, you know, her mom's house to see her and her mom's. Now, her mom's has always been cool. Even when I was thinking about going to the military, her mother actually gave me some gems because she was like a contractor. So she had a little bit of insight on just the military in general and how things happen and how they work. So I go over there, you know, at this time, I'm like, yeah, let's see, 18, 20. I'm like 22 at this time, right? So I'm like 22 years old, 2 years in college, 2 years in the military after graduating, 22 years old. We have a nice dinner, we chop it up, we laughing, good time, whatever. So, you know, that's it. We call it a night. A couple days later, my homegirl called me and was like, yo, my mother had me dying laughing. And I'm like, what? What was so funny? She was like, you know, I'm really proud of Marcus. He looked like a real grown-ass man right now. I'm so glad he got out of that ugly, skinny, awkward stage that he was in high school. I was like, what? Like, I was like, what? Like, I ain't gonna lie. I went back, I looked through my yearbook. I was like, I thought I was cool, but you know, I mean, I wasn't the most popular kid, but I thought I was okay. But, you know, unbeknownst to me, and it's funny because I looked at the picture, I was like, yeah, I did have a big ass head and look a little crazy in this picture. But, you know, it's just how it is. You go through these stages in life where you have an ugly duckling stage, where you kind of got to get your burns about you, get your confidence where it's at. And it could be if something physical, something personal. You can have an ugly duckling stage in your finances. It all happens. So I'm about to tell y'all my ugly duckling stage in my finances. Stay tuned. Let's get it. Yo, what's good? I'm Marcus. You're the channel The Debt Free Dad, where we're talking finances. I'm giving my opinion on financial takes, financial topics, current events related to the fiscal economics of everyday dealings that we have to deal with. And, you know, letting y'all know what we got going on as my family is on a journey to become first-generation millionaires. And, you know, financial freedom, our definition of it, because it's different for everybody. Hey, disclaimers for those folks at the bar. I'm a licensed attorney, but I'm not your attorney, so this isn't legal or financial advice. It's just me giving my opinion and takes and let y'all know what we got cracking over here at DFD household. Let the household of the Debt-Free Dad let y'all know what we got going on. So the first thing you have to do is define a word. I'm an attorney. I'm big on how do you define something. If I can't define it, I don't know what it is. I don't know how I should proceed. So we all have that kick in the ass moment where something happened to us and we're like, man, I got to do something different about my finances. And this is going to be the moment and the time that I change it. For me, if you're familiar with the channel, it was when I had a brain aneurysm on my wife's birthday. If you're new to the channel, it was when I had a brain aneurysm on my wife's birthday. I sat in the hospital in the ICU after 3 surgeries in 90 days and was like, you know what? I got to get my shit together financially. So that's the kick in the ass moment. For me, a financial ugly duckling moment, we had to come up with a way to define this. So we defined this as a time where you had a financial emergency where when you reflected on it in that moment, you know, maybe a day or two later, that exact moment, you felt like an asshole or a jerk because you was like, how am I a grown ass person in this financial situation and I can't figure it out, or I'm struggling and I can't get by. Or an alternative, it could be a situation where there's a financial crunch and there's a close person to you or loved one to observe you in that particular moment where you were struggling. And then when you think about it, you're like, damn, I feel like I look stupid because I should be able to handle this. Why is this such a big deal? It's not that hard. I need to get my shit together. So, hey, the kick in the ass moment is something that's more serious, is when you hit that financial rock bottom. The financial ugly duckling moment is where you do something, you have an expense that come up, it's something related to your finances that you need and you can't do it, and you feel like a dweeb because you can't do it, and you start to think, you don't get the idea, but you start to think, this shit ain't jumping, I need to figure out something better to do. So for me, I'll tell you and never forget, it was a couple of years after, you know, my homegirl mother told me that I was funny looking in high school, right? So it was a couple years after then, you know, I'm still in the military. I actually just got out of the military. My wife, fiance at the time, still in the military. Now we're a few states away. Like I'm at state A, is state B, D, E, F, G, H. So we got a bunch of states in between us. So, you know, one weekend I may hit a trip down there. The next weekend or a couple weekends later, she may come up. But I knew she was getting out the military and she's pregnant. You know, like, hey, DFD didn't have everything all structured where I was married and had a kid. So, you know, it is what it is. I told y'all all this story before. It was pregnant. Let's get married. Well, not a shotgun, but, you know, long story short, we weren't married. She was engaged. She was engaged. We were engaged. She was pregnant. I'm already out the military. She's about to get out the military. I'm like, man, I got to have my shit together when she get back. I can't have no pregnant fiance coming back and the place ain't straight. So I secured the apartment. I had a little job. I had a car. It was like a 1997 Mercury Cougar. I used to call it the Batmobile. It had like TVs and all this crazy. It had like TVs and all this crazy stuff in it that were in it when I got it. I didn't put all that crazy stuff in it, but it was a lot of crazy stuff, huge ass speakers and everything all up in the back of this little ass car. And so she came up to visit me and I had a car emergency, and I think it was like a $600 repair bill. Now, my emergency fund, I only had $300. And y'all know how I feel about emergency funds, how important they are. But at this time, an emergency fund was whatever my limit was on my credit card so I could use. Now, let's put this in perspective. I had just gotten out the military, so I had some money saved up. But when you are in the military, they take care of everything. So I had to spend a lot of money to pay the first and last month's rent for the apartment. I had to pay money to put furniture in the apartment. So the little bit of money I had up, wasn't a little bit of money, but I was just really kind of burning through that money because all of these things that I didn't have to pay for before, I have to pay for now. And so this expense came up. I only got like $300. I only got like $300 on my credit card that I could charge to repair. Is $600. And I'm like, man, I need to get this thing fixed. How am I going to get this car fixed? So I had to go to my trusty backup emergency fund at the time, which was this big ass change jar. You know, funny thing is, I felt like I had this same shirt on the last time I did a video about this change jar. But luckily, I had my trusty change jar on me. So I said, you know what? I got to go to this change jar because I ain't asking my moms. If I ain't got it in this change jar, I'm going to just have to go out, do what I need to do, come up with some extra ducats so I could get ducats. Who say ducats anymore? I'm old as hell. Come up with some extra ends so I could get everything fixed. So, you know, my fiance is there at the crib. I'm in the room and I'm sitting down and I'm like shaking all of this change out of the jar. And I just got all these stacks of coins everywhere. I'm sitting down on the floor like crisscross applesauce, Indian style, like I'm 6. And I'm adding all this change up. And she walked past us like, what the hell are you doing? Now, this time I'm like, I ain't about to tell her that. Like, oh man, I'm broke as hell and I need to figure out and pray to God I got $300 in this thing so I can get my damn car fixed. I'm like, oh, nothing, just count this change. I'm, you know, going to cash it in or whatever. And she walked off. Think about how this looked to her. You see your fiance, a grown-ass man, sitting in the floor in the room, fucking legs crossed, like he in a circle time as a toddler, counting change. Then the worst part was when she asked me what I was doing. Y'all know my attention span is, you know, I can only do a couple of things at once. I got distracted, lost my count, had to start over. In that exact moment, I felt like a straight dweeb as I thought like, man, I feel real stupid sitting here counting all this damn change in front of my lady, praying to God that I have enough to get my damn car fixed. That was a situation where, one, I thought to myself, this is pitiful of me to actually even be living like this. Now, did I do anything to change it? No, but at least I had the thought, okay? The first thing you got to do is identify the problem. So I identified the problem. I felt like a goofy when my fiance came in at the time and asked what I was doing, and I'm sitting there with stacks of change everywhere like I'm Scrooge McDuck or something. So that was my financial ugly duckling moment. You know, hey, it is what it is. It happens. Y'all let me know, when was your financial ugly duckling moment? Y'all don't have me thinking I'm the only one who felt stupid because I didn't have the money in place to take care of something I need to take care of. I know somebody, electricity got cut off for 24 hours. Somebody, car window was broken. They had a trash bag over that joint for a month. Don't make me feel stupid. Let me know in the comments of a financial ugly duckling moment that you had. Now, everybody who's still tuned in at this point, the last time I brought this jug out, I was talking about a giveaway, so we're going to go ahead and do it. I'm going to give y'all all the rules and parameters. First of all, disclaimer, A, must be 18, must be a U.S. citizen. That's first and foremost. You must like this video, like the video, be a public subscriber, and give me your best guess as to how much change you think is in this jug. Go ahead and lay out your guess so y'all can see. There you go. You can see a nice little, I say an inch layer of change across the bottom of this 5-gallon jug. Y'all give me y'all guess. I want y'all to put in the comments what your guess is and then put what your favorite color is behind it. Because, you know, if people just tune in and see numbers, they just going to be putting anything. Now, we're not letting this go all day, all year. 24 hours after this video post, the 3 people who are closest to the actual dollar amount that is in this 5-gallon jug are going to get a prize. It could be a gift card. It could be some merch. It could be some crypto. It could be whatever the hell I think is going to be. Now, I will tell you, 18 years old, U.S. citizen, but if you happen to have the right guess and you are outside of the United States, even though you are outside of the rules of this game, that does not prohibit DFD from actually sending you something out of the kindness of his heart because I'm a good guy. Now, I'm going to give y'all one hint. Okay, so y'all saw how much change was here. This is full with change. This one cup is full with change. Almost full. We got about an inch. So almost full. About an inch before it's completely full. In this one cup is $31.60. So with that information, good luck. Put y'all answers in the comment. Make sure you like this video. Make sure you're a public subscriber. Y'all be blessed. Once we ante everything up, total everything up, I'll go ahead and announce who the winner is. Y'all take care. Be blessed. Peace.